Sali, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I want to lay out a blueprint for anybody just coming into metaphysics, the occult, spirituality, you just woke up, or you're confused on the path because there's so much information out there by way of new age information, all these conscious people telling you what you need to do, what you don't need to do, the 20 million conscious commandments, whole nother story. People wake up and become conscious. A lot of times they have more commandments than the Bible, than religious people. You know, they follow 10 commandments. When you become conscious, a lot of times these cats will tell you there's a million commandments. You can't have weed, don't eat pork, don't do this, don't do that. So many different rules and regulations. So when people are just coming into this knowledge, or people that's been studying for years and they feel like they haven't grown, their life is not better, this video is perfect for you. We just put up a new website, salimyers.com. If you go there and click on resources, you'll find something called Ali's Model for Spiritual Growth. Ali's Model for Spiritual Growth. And it's going to go in depth on what I'm going to outline in this video. So I want to make this video to give you a reference point, a blueprint. If you want to go further, I suggest that you go to the website, a free resource that I've created that, to be honest, I haven't seen anything better for free for people that's just coming into this knowledge or people that's really wanting a good foundation to grow spiritually. So the way this thing works as far as the model is it's broken down into 3 parts. 3 important things, 3 important focuses that I feel are necessary for a strong foundation, and after that you can study and do whatever you like. So it goes like this. You have your know. What do you need to know? Then you have your do. A lot of people don't go to this part. What do you need to do? What do you need to practice? The last part is have. What should you have? What's going to help you grow spiritually? So let's start at the top, give a brief description. Like I said, if you want to find out more, where I lay it all out, it's like a course within itself. Go to salimyers.com. So under the know, what should you know and why? The things I recommend that you know is first to know the universal laws. Universal laws are, that's a foundation, principle information you need to know. You live within a universe. Universal means applies to all. So why wouldn't you want to know the laws that operate and control this universe? We follow man's laws. You see 65 miles per hour, you follow that. If you see a cop, you get nervous and scared. You know, we follow man's laws to a T for the most part. They call you an upright, abiding citizen when you follow the man's laws. Well, when you comply and get in tune with the universal laws, that's a way to propel you to godhood. Because you understand why things happen to you. You understand how the universe operates, how reality works, and it goes into so many different variations. So the universal laws, critical information to know as far as a good foundation for spiritual growth. Secondly, I recommend that you know about the chakras. And the chakras are, depend on where you get your information from, it's going to be very confusing. We came up with a very simple way to view the chakras and look at it as levels of thought. So you have 7 major chakras, which most people are familiar with. But the thing that I noticed when I started studying the chakras years back is it was kind of confusing, you know? And I think the easiest way to look at the chakras is look at them as levels of thought. And we'll do some videos about this or whatever. But the chakras, look at them as levels of thought. So you have your root chakra. That'd be the thoughts concerning your physical well-being, your family, making sure that you're safe, you're stable, you know, all the way up to the crown chakra, which deals with thoughts of connecting with all that there is. That's the part that connects you with the God, with the Creator, and with everything that the Creator put out on this planet. So that's the thoughts that you have that concern your connection with the Most High. That's going to resonate from the crown chakra. And everywhere between, from the crown to the root, they all deal with levels of thought. And once again, on the resource, the Ali's model for spiritual growth, it lays down the different thoughts. And like I said, I'll do some videos, but I want to make this video real quick just to give you a reference point. So even if you don't want to look at the model, just so you have something to refer to. Lastly, under the no would be numerology. Now, I say numerology because it's a basic, it's less complicated than astrology. But to be honest, you can use numerology or astrology. So if you're into the planets and the stars, you know, you may want to stick with astrology. But I recommend numerology, especially for anybody that's new, because it's simple. And why do I recommend numerology as far as a baseline study? Is because numerology is going to help you with your gifts, your lesson, and give you a purpose in life. It's one of the things a lot of people, especially when they get into this, just people in general feel like they're here for some reason. They're here for something. But usually society, your parents, your upbringing tell you, hey, no, you need to go to 4 years of college, get a safe degree, get a safe job, 401k, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of those people end up unfulfilled because they're not using their divine gifts and coming down here and really doing their purpose. So numerology helps you identify your gifts, helps you identify your lessons, then you can put it together and find out what am I here for. So I always recommend numerology. So once again, under the no pillar, you have the universal laws, you have the chakras, and you have numerology. Now under the do, that's right, do something. You know what I mean? Too many people talk about it. It's time that we do more things. And I make a statement, once you do more things, you'll have more things to talk about. I don't worry about talking about something because I'm more focused on spiritual growth. When you do that, you'll have a whole lot more things to talk about. So the best thing to do is get into some sort of habit, some sort of routine or ritual, a practice. So under the do pillar, we have meditation. Meditation, meditation, meditation. Once again, this is not something that's brand new, you know, but it's a practice that once you start to do that on a regular basis, it's going to help you discern your thoughts. You remember on the chakras, we deal with the thoughts. So when you do meditation, it teaches you how to not only decipher your thoughts that you have coming to you, but how to control your thoughts. And that's not from like a government mind control sort of conspiratorial kind of manner. But when you learn how to control your thoughts, then you can control your emotions. We have to understand that thought comes before emotions. A lot of people think emotions trigger thought, but that's backwards. Thought triggers emotions. You look at the first universal law, it's the law of mentalism. It's not the law of emotionalism, it's the law of mentalism, because your mindset by way of your thoughts are going to control your emotions. It's going to dictate your emotions. So when you get a practice of meditation, it's going to help you hear the voice of God eventually. You have to deal with the chatter at first, the monkey brain, whatever you want to call it, but after you get through that, then you can really get to your divine self. And there's many videos, many books, and many things dealing with meditation. And on that resource, I laid out a very simple meditation that anybody can do. And I also made a video on my YouTube channel, so you may want to check that out. Excuse me. Another thing as far as do is altar work. And that's, I've become an authority or very popular as far as dealing with the altar work. The first book I put out, Deity Linkage Manual, #1 bestseller now, by the way. Based on that book and based on the videos, the articles, a lot of people have referred to me dealing with the altar. And so it's no surprise, and it's something that has helped me develop myself spiritually, is working with the altar. And like I said, I can refer you to dozens and dozens upon dozens of people who will tell you the same thing. So altar work, very vast subject. But go back into my YouTube, look at the various videos, and also go to the website salymyers.com, and we have how to set up an ancestor altar. So it's a lot of information. Just look into that if you're not already doing the altar. If you are doing the altar, look at this as being more consistent with your altar. Giving regular offerings, giving regular prayers, burning ancestor money on a regular basis. So altar work is a staple. That's a foundation, principle, practice for you to develop spiritually. So under do, we have meditation and we have altar work. The last thing under do is magic. These are your rituals. These are your other practices that you're going to do to invoke and manifest things into your life, or to eradicate or get rid of things in your life. So, a lot of times we want to manifest things. Well, sometimes you got to get rid of things. So rituals or magic, and there's various different magics. There's various different levels. So if you're a beginner, you may want to start out with candle magic or a simple visualization. You may want to look into sigils. And I laid out some other techniques and things you can do dealing with magic. But those are probably the easiest thing, especially if you're brand new or if you're just starting this practice. Get into some regular visualization or get into some regular candle magic. And all this stuff can be looked up. And like I said, we'll make videos about all these things or whatever. But I just want to give you a blueprint, an outline, so you can get it popping, so more people can grow spiritually. So that's the last thing under do. Now have has one thing, one entry under the have category. So we covered know, we covered do, now we have to cover have. What should you have as a foundation to grow spiritually? I recommend spiritual tools. Spiritual tools. Now spiritual tools can range from a crystal, a plain clear quartz crystal, all the way to medallions. That I recommend on the page. The resource is tyro.com, the different medallions they have. So you can have a crystal, a dollar crystal, all the way up to medallions and different healing wands and so many different spiritual tools. But the thing is, when you set on a path to grow spiritually, just like a carpenter is going to use their hammer, a spiritualist are going to have their tools. So these are your tarot cards, your oracle cards, your pendulums, and things like that. All these things are physical or spiritual tools. And I also, under spiritual tools, listed the miracle prayer or divine prayers. It's not a physical thing per se, but it's something that is smart to have at your disposal, to have in your arsenal, or prayers. Because a prayer, unlike maybe like, say if you don't have your physical thing per se, a prayer is a tool that you can use to elevate your vibration, to cleanse things, to charge things. A prayer is something that you can use at any time, but it's still a tool because it helps you get things done. That's the definition of a tool. You'll get these people say, you don't need any spiritual tools, you don't need anything. But yet they'll get in their whip and drive, they'll get on a cell phone and call people, they'll use their computer to get on the internet. All these things are different tools in order to do something. But it sounds good when people say, you don't need crystals, you don't need spiritual tools, you don't need anything. But let's be real, it's easier to build a house with a hammer than just to use your hand. So if you're building a spiritual house, I recommend that you have spiritual tools. Simple as that. So this has been Ali. You want to find out more information about the Ali's model for spiritual growth, I implore you to go to my new website, salymyers.com. You can also find a lot of great information and products and services on my other website, thirdeyeactivation.com. So until next time, this has been Ali. Peace.